introduce our next guest. Let's have a look outside at our Starbucks City Seats in Bryant Park and see who else has joined us. Hello, how's it going over there? Introduce yourselves.
Hi, Kelly. My name is Lisa, and this is my son, Caleb. We're from New Jersey. We took the train in this morning to Bryant Park to see all the holiday festivities, and we were walking around and found two of my favorite things, the Kelly Clarkson Show and Starbucks, so we had to stop and see what was going on.
Oh,
Kelly, my mom is one of your biggest fans. She watches the show nearly every single day and still has over like 100 recordings on our DVR at home. So when we saw your show at Bryant Park, we knew we wanted to stop by. So thank you for having us. We're enjoying the Starbucks gingerbread latte, and my mom is enjoying the caramel brulee latte.
Okay. A little sweetness for the holidays. I love Bryant Park too at Christmas time. It's so magical. They light it up. It's all wonderful. They said yes.
Very nice, yeah.
100%.
All right, well,
Awesome.
Lisa and Caleb, do you have holiday traditions together? You have something you look forward to every year?
Yeah, absolutely. My family and I love to come into New York City every holiday season to see a Broadway show. So the past 2 years, I was in Spain teaching English, so I'm finally home, and this year we're going to see Elf the Musical. So I'm super excited to see that. And my mom actually wants to start a new holiday tradition this year.
Yeah, I hope to be able to get my family up at 4 a.m., come in on the train once the Rockefeller tree light is lit,
Yes.
and take a family photo without the crowds and the craziness. So we'll see how that goes.
Good luck with that adventure. My kids will not go near Fifth Avenue at Christmas time anymore. But no, it's so magical. You've got to do it. Just wake up early and do it. It's
Yes.
just such a magical experience. And also,
Yes.
I am going to go see
Definitely.
Elf the Musical. My kids and I, we're going to go see it too. So maybe we'll run into each other. Thank you guys so much, Lisa and Caleb. Y'all enjoy the rest of the show and your drinks.
Thank you, Kelly.
As I said at the top of the hour, today is World Kindness Day, which celebrates the power of connection and good deeds, which we need, everybody. It's something my next guest knows a lot about. Through his kindness card movement, he's given nearly $30,000 in gift cards to people he meets on the street. More importantly, he talks to people. He learns their names and their stories, and often that simple act of kindness has the most lasting impact. Everybody, please welcome Jason to the show. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
And I have to say, you say that you learned kindness from your family, right? Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so my parents were unbelievably generous, and they just knew how to see and to serve and to love people. I have so many core memories of seeing my parents serve people. My favorite, my father and I, walking out of a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
We walk out, there's a guy that clearly doesn't have a home. He's got everything he owns literally on him, right? And he says, "Can I have $1?" And my dad's like, "Well, what do you really need? I'll just get you what you need." He's like, "I want a pickle. I want one of those $1 ginormous pickles."
So specific. I love it.
Which here in New York would be like $17.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we go in, and my dad's like, "I'll just buy you the pickle." So he buys the pickle. We go outside. The guy devours this thing while we're standing there. We talk for another minute or two. Then we get in the car, and I'm like, "Why didn't you just give him the $1? Like, were you worried that he might misspend it?" He's like, "You know, it's not about the pickle. It's about him." And that lesson has stayed with me for 35 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. Someone has done that with me as well. Like, "Oh, are you afraid how they're going to spend it?" And I'm like, "No." So how did you start passing out gift cards, though? Where did this come from?
Yeah, great story. So I'm a writer and a speaker, and I travel, and I write novels. And I was at a little church in Virginia. And when I'm done, they give me this leather wallet that has about $400 in gift cards to restaurants, gas stations, and department stores, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're like, "Look, when you travel, we want you to see people and feed people." And I didn't understand then that they meant feed people, like really see people and give them some hope for a few days with a
Emotionally as
meal
well.
or two, right?
Yeah.
And these people have become friends for life. I've met thousands of people across the country who I love.
Yeah. I think it is often that I run into people, and even when I'm with my kids and I'll have a conversation and they're like, "Did you," my favorite thing is my kids, they don't ask anymore, but they're like, "Do you know them?" And I'm like, "Nope, I just was talking to them." I was
Don't
like,
have to know 'em.
Yeah, and I think because I grew up in a small town, that's a very normal thing.
Yeah.
Like you just talk to people. It's
There are no
fine.
strangers.
Yes,
Talk
yeah.
to strangers.
Yeah.
I grew up learning to talk to strangers.
Yeah,
Gotta do it.
I know, and then I never shut up. I just
now you
kept
have a talk
talking,
show.
and now I have a talk
It's
show.
worked out
It's
for
worked
you.
out. So wait, what's something that you've learned about meeting people?
Oh boy, so many people that I meet on the streets feel invisible. And they're ashamed of their circumstances. I met a guy just on the border of Maryland, Virginia a couple years ago. We sat down at a picnic table in front of a truck stop. And I noticed that he kept his arm under the table for about 45 minutes as we visited. And finally, he sort of pulled it out, and I noticed how deformed it was. And I asked him about it. I said, "Are you embarrassed about this? Is this why you have been sort of hiding yourself from me?" And he said, "How can I not be embarrassed? This is what the world sees. They don't know me. They don't know my name. They don't care anything about me except that I'm
That's what they see.
deformed. That's what they see." And I said, that is not who I see.
Yeah.
I see a friend. I see someone that I want to get to know and to stay in touch with, I hope, for the rest of my life. And I think that's how we have to see each other.
So how do you decide who you talk to?
So this is a really important point I want to make. These gift cards aren't normally from me. They're from other people who have donated to the movement. They'll give me a gift card at an event and say, "Will you pay this forward for me?" They'll Venmo me money and say, "Will you buy a card in my honor?"
Yeah.
So of that almost $30,000, most of that isn't mine. It's yours. It's people here. In
The
fact,
vessel, yeah.
how do I know who to give the cards to? Look for signs. I'm in a bookstore in Rexburg, Idaho, small town, middle of nowhere. I see this young lady. She checks out. She walks out. She's got tears streaming down her face. I look around like, is anyone going to follow her? Nobody does. So I race down the sidewalk. I chase this young lady, which sounds kind of
Well,
weird.
could be creepy. Yep.
2 blocks down through the cold in Rexburg. I stop her. We talk. She's a young college student struggling to make it in the world. Her family is 2,000 miles away. And she says, "My life is sort of imploding financially. My car, my school, my tuition." And she didn't ask for help, but we took a selfie. We talked a little bit. I said, "If there's something I can do for you, I'm going to." I got back to my hotel, and I said, "This was meant for the kindness card movement." So I reached out to people on social media. They donated $6,000 to this young lady to get her back on her feet, to get her car running again. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
People are amazing.
Strangers, complete strangers, right?
Yes, but what a beautiful vessel that people do want to help. They want to do that, and they want to trust they know where it's going. And like to be that vessel for people is a beautiful thing as well. The woman that Jason helped out is in the audience. Meet Chelsea, everybody. So, Chelsea, what did that moment mean to you?
Just hearing it again, it made me tear up. It was such a memorable time. It was 2 years ago, and I still remember it.
Yeah.
I was having such a rough time, and Jason came out of his event to check up on me, and that helped me feel seen because I'm alone in this town with just a few friends at that time. And he asked how I was doing. He started up conversation. And later on that day, he used his platform to help me out with getting people that follow him and to share some uplifting messages with me.
Yeah.
They also gifted me that money, $6,000, to fix my car. I named him Babu. Babu, I use him for everything. I use him for school, for work, for groceries, which is very needed in Idaho winters. So I'm so grateful for that. I
hope your heater works.
It does, thank goodness. My AC doesn't, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But
You need the heater more.
it helps so much. And whenever I have a rough time, a rough day, I still look back on those messages from strangers. And they just showed so much love, and they showed that heaven was aware of me. And that's what it means so much to me till this day.
And it probably also makes you want to do that for others. That's what I love about that domino effect. Is like when someone feels seen like that, all it does is makes you want to do that for someone else. And imagine that beautiful domino effect. Well, we love everything that you're doing to spread joy and lift people up, and that's why we are going to give you $10,000 to continue your efforts. Yeah, I think it's wonderful what you're doing. It's so wonderful.
Oh my God.
Yes, hand them out. We want to fuel you with a bunch of cards to go help people.